Lunchbox is brought to you by Gulfstream Park.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the frim sauce with the awesome fave with shafafa on the side.
Oh, look at that. Right on cue. Another Bloody Mary drops to the table.
Yeah.
It is my second Bloody Mary of the day, and I've got I'm getting loaded up on the Let's Eat South Florida Facebook group, and I'm also getting loaded because it's going to be a very festive weekend in the Mayo household. But first, we've got a great Friday full of fun and action. It's Black Eyed Susan Day at Pimlico, Preakness Day tomorrow, second leg of the Triple Crown. There is rain in the forecast, and I do forecast a Mystic Dan, a romp in the slop. So we're going to have ourselves a chance at a Triple Crown for the first time at Saratoga. It's all crazy. Jeff Diva DeForest, Tony Segreto, Mike Lubie Lubitz. Welcome to the Lunchbox. Unbelievable stuff. You made it here, Defo, on one leg. Hop along Cassidy.
No, I mean, it's not so much that I can walk okay. The problem is you don't know if you're doing more damage than you're doing yourself good by going out there and attempting this. But it's okay, man. I mean, we've shaken off worse injuries than this. Segreto has been banged around, man. I mean, he used to don the tools of ignorance back there behind the plate. Not an easy position to play. So we've all been roughed up. And who would want to miss? I love the big stakes days at the tracks, even though I never really do well in the actual stakes race itself. But the action is just great. The people, the vibe, the whole thing. So Preakness Day here at Gulfstream Park, they do a great job. And could we be in a better spot here? I mean, what is this? He has the fillet of flounder or something?
No, that's Branzino.
Okay, all right.
Lubie went double fish. Friday, traditionally fish Friday.
For a chunk of Mayo
no
salmon
longer
here,
Lent, but Lubie can't help himself. I'm going to call him the boxer because he just can't resist ordering a lot of food and boxing things up.
I like when they do specials here. They do a great job with everything, but they really do a nice job with the specials. And you guys get 12 salads every week. So I want to showcase you can get more than salads here at 10 Palms.
10 Palms.
They actually do a fantastic job with fish.
Joe Beja.
I noticed the meatball has already gone.
Yeah,
somebody got into that.
I was starving. I was doing a little more housework, yard work this morning in preparation for the big graduation weekend. My daughter Natalia graduating from high school on Sunday, but having a party tomorrow, the day before. But I've been doing a lot of schwitzing.
But
and
you
working.
were kind enough and polite enough and courteous enough to invite us after the time where we could possibly
after I had already planned.
He's
like, you can come Saturday. I'm like, Mayo, it's Friday at 7 o'clock. Thank you.
But you can't be blamed for saying, oh, well, I don't care for those guys on the show. He would be a celebrity showing up there.
Everybody is invited out there. Well, no, not everybody, but certainly my colleagues and coworkers. It's just that I'm sometimes a little bit absent-minded, and I told them to send out invitations in the mail. Nowadays everybody does everything online, and my daughter designed this invitation that she was just basically texting and emailing to people. And my guest list included you guys all along. I just never got around to sending the flyer out.
We would have gone,
for my
but we
bar
made
mitzvah
plans.
invitation for you, man. What are you talking about?
We made plans, so I will not be there, but we'll be there in spirit. And congratulations!
It's all spirit. Oh, it's all good. And it's for the kids anyway. I'm sure a lot of her classmates will be there, along with Michelle invited her whole family in from Ohio, and they seem to be here. Half of them staying at my house. Of course, then we've got Val is going to come and some other friends of mine. And
Val is going to come.
Yeah, of course. It's going to be a good.
They have a nice relationship.
It's all
you ever
good.
notice this? The mild-mannered, church-going Tony Segreto is always stirring up family problems.
I didn't
know.
know.
You mention your ex-wife, and then boom, he hits you with a question.
I didn't know that they all got along.
All right.
She has not met the ex-wife yet, but finally, after 12 years, she's now going to be allowed to meet the ex-wife.
12 years? No, 13 years. I've been dating.
You're like, it's been about a year. It's been about a year.
It's not like they
here.
haven't seen each other for 12. Well, all right.
No,
You know
no,
what?
I'm joking.
I'm stopping this discussion.
You might
right
want to
now.
cancel
It's a family
the party,
event, and
yeah.
Val
I
will
might
be
want
there.
to
So
continue ordering
congratulations.
Bloody Marys.
Get Joe
because-
Beja to cater the party somewhere else. Yeah, you'll be
Thank you for mentioning Joe Beja.
Yeah.
Him, along with
He's a
a
busy
whole
man.
bunch of the crew from Gulfstream here, are away up at Pimlico Racecourse in Baltimore, Maryland, home of the Preakness, because it is the same parent company, the same people that owns Gulfstream, along with Santa Anita and a couple other tracks. They also own Pimlico and are involved in Maryland racing. So Joe Beja, the excellent executive director of hospitality here, is up there overseeing and helping with the whole catering
It's
and
been there over a
food.
week.
Yeah.
I
That's
didn't
a
realize
big
this,
operation.
for some reason, I ended up catching like Joe Beja on like LinkedIn or whatever. This guy's resume is extremely impressive.
Yeah,
he has
really
been in a lot of
impressive.
big spots.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's
Yeah.
a guy. The guy is a
He-
pro. Again, he went to UNLV Hospitality School. He is a master of hospitality. I would actually suggest that he should be awarded a doctorate. We could call him Dr. B, because he is, again, when it comes to rolling out the red carpets and getting all the good food. And even here, tomorrow they're going to have their enhanced buffet going for Preakness Day. The Preakness itself won't be going off till about 7 p.m., but all day long, they'll be having live racing here at Gulfstream, and you could get in if you want. Just go online to gulfstreampark.com and hit on 10 Palms. Also, it's on Open Table, the reservations platform. You could get in. I think tomorrow's enhanced buffet, it's going to be including crab cakes, which is, of
How
course,
much more can they
Preakness.
enhance this buffet, though?
Yeah.
I mean, the buffet was
So-
great to begin with.
About $20 worth,
Oh,
from
yeah.
55
Oh,
to
yeah.
$75.
Crab
Who do you
cakes
like
alone
tomorrow?
would be
I
good.
love Mystic Dan. It's supposed to rain, 90% chance of rain at Pimlico tomorrow. Earlier in the day, it's supposed to get about a third to a half inch of rain. Not that much, but it's going to put some moisture in the track. It's supposed to actually maybe be a little bit, clearing, overcast by the time the race comes along at 7 p.m., but there should be enough moisture in the track. Mystic Dan already showed that at the Kentucky Derby, Churchill Downs, there was a little moisture in the track. He loves them. He's a mudder.
Yeah.
His mother was a mudder.
His
Father
mother
was
was
a
a
mother.
mother. Yeah.
But I love him tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think he'll probably go off close into the 2-1 range. There will be some doubters, but his top competition, Muth, who is the Bob Baffert trainee who beat him in the Arkansas Derby, spiked the fever, is out of the race, and I really don't see anybody else who's going to be running along with him. I mean, there are some new shooters, but I'm going heavy on Mystic Dan. It has not happened, Defo, since 2018, where you've had somebody win the first two legs
Oh, yeah, wow.
Yeah.
of the Triple
Who do you like
Crown.
tomorrow?
Didn't realize it was that long ago.
Who do you
Yeah.
like
I
tomorrow?
mean, you know me. My natural tendency is to make a bet that I've made my entire life, which has been nothing but a loser for me, and that is the back wheel of favorite. I can't tell you how much money has gone up in smoking that, but every now and then you catch one. So I'd be inclined to go $1 trifecta wheel, all Mystic Dan, all.
All right.
And hope that Mystic Dan goes out there. Pimlico, a very speed favoring track. So Mystic Dan should have some advantages there. But at the same time, I don't know. I mean, got a perfect rail trip last time. I mean, that was a great ride by Brian Hernandez.
Mhm.
Wasn't talked about, I don't think, enough, because that was Calvin Burrell-esque with Mind That Bird.
Yeah.
Anybody else, he brought up the rail at Churchill. And I'm going to back with him, though, take a shot against him, hope some bomb comes in, and then I catch a nice fat
Well, we
track.
were lucky enough here today because with the entire press corps, or the press box crew here
They're
at
all there,
Gulfstream
yeah.
up in Pimlico, I was able to go into the press box today and
I
just
saw your form said Dave Joseph on it. Yeah,
clear
yeah.
them out. I just rated. I got every racing form for today and tomorrow. So you've got racing forms. Tony's got racing forms. Hey, that's some big money there.
Yeah,
And,
it is.
No.
sorry
good
to
for
my
you.
brother, Bro Mayo, less tip money in his jar because I was able to get all the forms from the press box today. But it's, look, it's an 8-horse race tomorrow in the Preakness. I think Mystic Dan has the seasoning. I don't even know, there's a couple of, I guess, horses that ran in the Derby. There's a couple of new shooters. My key thing is today is the Black Eyed Susan, which is for 3-year-old
Yeah,
fillies.
it's another great race.
That's a great
And
race for
it's a
fillies.
9-horse field, I think. in
Now,
the
who
Black
won
Eyed
the Oaks? I didn't.
The one he
I don't
had.
even remember.
It was
Oh, you had
another.
it? Yeah.
There was another Kenny McPeak horse called Torpedo Anna.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
TH,
yeah, yeah.
Torpedo
Okay.
Anna.
Makes
but-
sense.
She is not running in the Black Eyed Susan. They don't really have enough inducements. So we'll be seeing her later on, probably at Saratoga. Some of those other, I guess, New York has their version of a Philly Triple Crown with the Acorn Stakes and the Coaching Club American Oaks. getting deep dive in horse racing, but no Torpedo Anna. I do love Dwayne Lucas. I think he's 83 or 84 years old. He's got a
I
horse.
was going to say 83 to 1.
No,
I was at the coaching club.
Lemon Muffin. Lemon Muffin
That's a horse?
is Dwayne Lucas's horse today
All right.
at the Black Eyed Susan. I kind of love her, and I'm kind of do a Lemon Muffin into Mystic Dan.
I hate to be celebrating when Mystic Dan gets
Double.
nipped at the wire and then you get aced out of your $50 double.
These things happen.
Yeah.
In the game.
I was
Wait,
there.
wait,
I
wait,
was
wait.
at the coaching club American Oaks when Shoe V. Do you remember this horse?
Yeah,
Shoe
Shoe
V.
V.
Long time ago, like
Yeah.
a big time Philly stakes horse. And I was there that day when she won. But yeah, and Fred Capicella was a race announcer. I don't know if you knew. You
Fred
probably got to
Capicella,
meet him.
Everyone
Yeah.
I
knows
interviewed
Capicella.
him many times.
What a
Many,
great
many
guy,
times.
man.
Even I know
Great
Fred
guy.
Capicella.
I came of age and first started following and paying attention when Marshall Cassidy.
I didn't
was
like
the-
Cassidy.
Cassidy?
I thought he was a lousy race
He
car.
had a sing-songy voice
Yeah.
and could be seen as a little bit, I guess, annoying or cloying. Kind of the way I regard Kevin Harlan on an NBA or any broadcast.
Harlan's hard to take. You're right about that, Mike.
I cannot take him.
He
Like
really
nails
is.
on a blackboard. I'd rather listen to white noise.
Wait,
Or-
You know
no,
what's funny?
Right,
If you
nice.
talk to him, like we had him on some interviews,
Right, fine.
the guy's fascinating. I mean, like he really
Oh,
is
no,
a good
like,
interview. Yeah.
If you talk to him in a normal
Knows his
voice, the thing is, I think Phil Mushnick, who you're a fan of, long
Huge
time
fan, yeah, because
curmudgeon,
he hates everything. I
media
it's
critic.
great.
He does hate everything.
sports
Yeah.
media critic for the New York Post. But
His column today was brilliant,
his-
by the way.
oh, I didn't see it.
I mean, it was incredible. He ragged on everything. I mean, it was just amazing. He
Well,
had like
that's-
the top 50 complaints that he has.
That's what he does.
about the media and sports in general, and I
And
loved
I think
it. Man.
he ends every column with "Kids, get off my lawn."
You're not getting your golf ball back. You're not getting these balls back.
But one of his lines is he hates announcers who put on those affectations
Oh
and
yeah, yeah.
you know go up to
Hello.
level
Yeah.
11, and he says, "Do they order a pizza that way?"
Yeah.
You know that's his like barometer,
Pepperoni.
which is why Iron Eagle is so good.
I literally
because
talks
he's
on
so-
our show the way he does a game.
You know,
Right.
you know who
It's the same
And,
exact
and
voice.
Marv
Iron Eagle-
Albert, God bless him, because I loved him,
Love
but he
Albert.
didn't put on an affectation.
That's
that was
how he
kind of his
sounds.
normal.
He was just on
cadence.
Dan Patrick
He's kinda
doing an
like that,
interview, and I thought he was calling a game.
Right.
Like he sounded, it was like it gave me chills because again, that is his voice.
Yeah.
He just has that broad. Look, Defoe's voice has that broadcaster voice. A lot of the guys, look, Walter Cronkite had when he would do interviews. I've seen him his clips, and I saw him do interviews. It was the same voice. Like it is
But
what it is. there.
Meanwhile, we're sitting next to a South Florida broadcast legend, a guy with a great voice and great presence. Who among you did you do any sports play-by-play during your career
Yeah.
earlier
Okay,
on?
yeah.
Yeah, you did a lot. 'Cause
Tony
I
was
guess-
all over it, man.
And
Big
who do you
University.
regard as like the tops from when you were growing up, or maybe
growing up.
Mel
when
Allen,
Mel Allen,
Mel Allen,
of
yeah.
course.
the best.
Yeah.
That'll do it for baseball and Valentine. I used to
Yeah.
love Mel Allen. man.
Now,
I think he was the best.
And you,
Very overlooked as an
Yeah.
announcer. More well known for baseball this week or whatever that was.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Baseball
week in
this week.
baseball.
This week in
baseball.
Oh wow!
And you know
his
who
Yankee
else?
calls were great.
believe it or not, I thought Rick Weaver did a fine job.
Yeah, he
Hey,
was good
Rappy
in his
Cat, I
heyday.
loved that. Yeah, no,
in
Weaver
the
was good.
70s.
Yeah.
By the time I got here, it was a little bit, maybe
He-
a little bit rough. He,
Yeah.
So you had a few
But-
too many martinis
Yeah.
by
But
the time
let
we
me
got to
let me throw a name at it. One of your NBC colleagues, who I just he's been gone a while, but man, what the consummate pro! And I
Dick
saw him.
Enberg.
Yeah, Dick Enberg.
I love them.
And I met him in a bunch of golf tournaments.
Just a-
The world's nicest guy, sweetheart,
him.
no ego.
You talk about no ego. This man could be sitting in the back and with a racing form and be happy as,
Right.
as a lark, and nobody
And how
would know
good
it.
was he? You can throw him
He
in
was
any
good.
sport,
Enberg,
any
was-
situation.
He
Enberg's
was
up there, I mean.
awesome.
Yeah,
He was. Dick
There's a long list
Enberg
of
was
great. I mean, and Ember's right there.
Dick Enberg was.
And speaking of classic announcers and calls, Jeff Defo DeForest on the Facebook the other day, I
Again,
saw
yeah.
your all-time
I love
great
when it pops up.
from one of the
It
world's
popped
worst.
up arbitrarily
fights.
from somebody else. Put it up there.
Can
So
you
I
tell the
shared it.
people what we're talking about? The
World's worst boxer. If you Google it, you just
There's like
Google the
millions.
world's worst boxer.
There's like millions of
It's got
views.
over 2 million views.
No, there's like 5 of them.
This happened about 30 years ago.
in Tampa,
People have done
at the
different
Sun
adaptations
Dome,
at the Sun Dome in Tampa. My
Yeah,
buddy,
there's a lot of them. There.
Charles J. and I, we had many sessions out here at
and
Gulfstream
you were
Park.
broadcasting for Sunshine Network, or
It
what
was
was it?
Prime Network, which
Prime.
was a national network, a national extension of what was Sunshine Network at the time, but the same people basically. They were doing the Schlitz Malt Liquor Find of the Week.
I love
And it was one of those things too, where the thing was like teetering on thin ice, and then all of a sudden we got the sponsor and we're like guaranteed another year of this, and I loved it. I mean, absolutely did. And they had some great fighters there, but one of the prelims was a house fighter you can appreciate this. It's a food tie-in, Mike Mayo. Are you a fan of the Phil Alessi? It's Alessi Italian products that you'll see in a lot of places.
Yes.
Phil Alessi was a boxing promoter, but he owned a bakery in Tampa that was known for their Italian products, and he was also an importer of like olive oil and things like that.
Balsamic vinegar.
I'm not familiar with that brand or that
Alessi
name.
products. Oh no, very very much big time.
Oh wait,
I mean,
Alessi, Alessi.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
I am familiar.
I've
like
seen
if
it.
you go to Italian restaurants, Alessi's all over the place. I could fill you in on a conversation I had, but it probably is unflattering to all parties if I
Let's
would
just
Phil
leave that in the
Alessi
past.
personally. But it was boxing that we were talking about. So he's got the house fighter there at the Sun Dome in Tampa, Florida, on the campus of the University of South Florida, which Tony, of course, is on the board of, and. They had to fill a fight, it's like a fill fight. So they throw us in on the TV matches. And, we knew the one guy was okay because he was Alessi's guy. And then the other guy gets in there and he literally looks like he just
What was
did
his name? Jimmy Smith? No,
Jimmy Smith.
It was
Jimmy
Jimmy
Smith.
Smith. Andy just said
And
it.
first of all, the tan and the bronzer on him. He looked like Mark Gastineau,
Yeah,
only tanner.
at the War
and
Memorial.
about-
At the War Memorial when he
Memorial.
fought Tim Anderson. Yeah.
But man, okay.
You couldn't imagine this. I mean, you're doing a live event, and Tony can appreciate this. I mean, just a complete surprise that anybody could be this bad.
So I'm going to reenact it now. This guy
Yeah.
comes into the ring and goes,
Oh, it was bad. It,
really
wasn't even a
was.
fight. It was
and
bad.
what was your call? You said,
Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
you said,
That's what it
no,
looked like.
here's the exact quote. And I watched it again last night because I can't resist. This is pretty bizarre stuff. It's like a rock'em sock'em robot. And
Well, we were like
Defo,
expecting like a real fight.
props to you. You summed up the moment perfectly in
Yeah,
as
yeah.
few words as possible.
I was funnier back then.
My favorite is Defo had told me I'd seen it for years, and then out of nowhere, like a few years ago, we were like doing the show, and my buddy just texts me out of nowhere the link to the video. He's like, "What is this?" I'm like, it's Defo's greatest call. It was like
I
4
don't know if
million
it was our
views.
best call, but it was the funniest thing that I've ever seen, like doing a live sporting event.
But through the years, it'll
Yeah.
just pop up, and people will find it, and they'll post it, and they'll send it. It's actually classic.
It was crazy, yeah. But check it out. I mean, Alessi, very influential in the food world, Mike Mayo, you would have to say. And then
Yes, he
boxing
is.
promoter of some. He was actually the promoter of all of those.
Is he still alive?
That I don't know. He was the promoter of the NBC fights. Weren't you an NBC guy?
Yeah.
So when you used to have the NBC fights with Dr. Freddie Pacheco and what was it? Tim Ryan was the guy who was doing them. And they put on a lot of cards, and they were out of Tampa, Florida. Rocket Robin Blake and all of these guys, and it was all Phil Alessi. So as much money as he made in the food industry, he managed to lose
you were
probably just as much in the boxing game.
You were talking about Iron Eagle.
Yeah.
Iron Eagle's son is remarkable.
He's great.
Oh, great.
Noah
Yeah,
Eagle
yeah.
is fantastic.
He is
Iron
unbelievable.
Eagle is about to hit the pinnacle of
Passing the
broadcasting,
torch.
and his
passing the
son
torch.
is also on a fast track
it's
doing those
fantastic.
NBC Notre Dame games. Really good
yeah.
voice.
Sounds just like Ian, doesn't he?
He sounds just like I
Yeah,
am. It screwed
yeah,
me
he
up
really
every time.
does.
I mean, I
Yeah.
hate to be a Kevin Harlan hater. The guy's
He's fine, he just
probably
gets too
personally is
excited.
a beautiful,
He just
probably
gets
a beautiful
excited.
human being. I just don't like the way he calls
He gets
games.
too excited.
And I don't know how he's the lead announcer for TNT.
I think he's our number one NBA
Because
guy.
the people
Yeah,
love
and
this
we-
stuff, and
yeah.
and Tony knows this. The
People really
executives,
like
the
Harlan.
executives are in love with it. The bigger the screamer you are,
The bigger the screamer, the
They
better.
actually
The more
enjoy it.
Yeah, we do
popular
live in a
yeah,
world of
yeah.
screamers instead of whisperers these days.
It's crazy, yeah.
Stephen A. Smith. Hey,
Vince
talk about
Scully. Think about this.
You like
Vince
Stephen
Scully,
A. Smith?
No,
Okay.
not at all.
not his style of
When he was a
broadcasting
writer,
or
I liked
anything.
him.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
Mushnick always says this. He's right. Vince Scully couldn't get a job today with
No.
his audition tape.
Right.
If he
No way.
had like the highlight of his best World Series
There's
call,
no way.
people would say, "Jesus, where's the emotion?"
right. Well, yeah. Well, the guy when he was on doing TV, he let the pictures tell the story. He wasn't afraid of 3 minutes
No,
of
he
silence.
was great. Yeah,
Yes,
no,
right.
he was
And
fantastic.
there is something to be said about silence. I could learn a thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Not here.
Why don't you go to a break?
Not here.
Hello,
We
And,
do need to
Well,
get to a
friend.
contest.
Yeah,
so
we're
if
going to
you-
get to a How about let's
Nice.
do our first break? And you know what? I'm going to start today, before we go into that first break, singing the praises of Casa D'Angelo. Haven't spoken about him much this week. We've been all over the place. But Angelo Ilia is a local legend. And his 3 premier fine dining Italian establishments are there waiting for you. Again, graduation season, retirement parties, end of the school year, whatever you want to celebrate, Father's Day. Casa D'Angelo has 3 locations. And again, the finest ingredients, exquisite, plating, great atmosphere, unbelievable service. Casa D'Angelo has a location, the flagship, 1201 North Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale. There's one up in Boca Raton on East Palmetto Park Road. And the location, which is a meatballs throw away from here at Gulfstream, just south of us in Aventura. And they got a new talent in the kitchen. We're going to hopefully go there next month and introduce you to the newest executive chef at Casa D'Angelo Aventura. His name rhymes with Shmiovani. But anyway.
Rhymes with Shmiovani?
I don't think that actually did anything for anyone.
Oh, you're not allowed to
I don't know.
this yet?
He actually is sort of allowed, but
we're going to.
They haven't announced anything
keep
yet.
it on
You
the
have
wraps.
more secret announcements.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
I know a lot of things.
You're unbelievable.
And I'm
I'm
not in the news business anymore. I'm in the I actually
the
like
food business.
keep confidences now. I don't betray them.
Yes.
Anyway,
Ain't
Casa
saying
D'Angelo.
nothing.
Isn't it amazing? Isn't it amazing?
What people tell me?
Yes. Yeah.
Even that's it. And he knows. Defo knows.
Huh?
Lubie, he knows. A little bit
Lubie's
too.
got inside
All right,
information on
Casa
everything.
D'Angelo.
What are
Oh,
you
and
talking
one
about?
other thing. I'll do a double. J&C Oyster in Hollywood. They're on board as
Get
one of our
Segredo
newest
down there. Well, I got to get down there too.
That is such
Really
good
fantastic.
food, creative stuff from
Really
Chef
fantastic.
Raheem and Monica. They work down at Q down in Wynwood, and they brought a lot of their skills and beautiful creative dishes on the lighter side, a lot of seafood dishes, a lot of Asian-inspired dishes. 2035 Harrison Street. They're open Wednesday through Sunday. Get in there this weekend, and I believe they have happy hour every day. In the when they open up at 4 or 5 o'clock, and get a couple of those great drinks and some of those great dishes. That fried chicken for $9, the broiled oysters with that beautiful Japanese mayonnaise,
Just
makes it
Tony.
creamier. $10. Great deals there at J&C Oyster in Hollywood, 2035 Harrison Street. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you.
Joe Beja's done it again, huh?
Oh.
He really has. I mean, the seafood thing, you would never think to order seafood at a racetrack, would you? I mean,
It
like
is
that,
so good.
That
You're getting
salmon
back
looks
to your ordering wrong
perfectly-
thing. Yeah.
Salmon's fantastic.
I'm
That
going in.
looks
Salmon's
phenomenal.
fantastic.
Yeah,
Look at
and
that.
Segreno's a salmon guy, so he's got
On
to try
top
that.
of these like creamy spinach ravioli
those are
with
great.
the pesto sauce
Those are
and the
fantastic.
Really
salmon
good.
with the pesto and a little ravioli. It goes
This sure
great.
beats the cheeseburger I used to get at Yonkers. Man. I used to
Oh,
walk
that's
by the door
perfect.
there from the
That's a
burger
perfect-
guy.
No, the
poached piece of
salmon's
salmon.
fantastic. The
Yeah,
ravioli's great,
That's
and this
awesome.
branzino's
Joe
spectacular.
Beja, the man deserves everything. And even when he's not here, his guys,
They're
Tommy,
on point.
I
Charlie,
mean, even without him, I mean, is it better to be loved or feared? That's the question. I mean,
That's
Joe
awesome.
Beja's
With
loved.
Joe, it's a little bit of both.
But
I
is
think.
there like a thing where like, hey, if we mess this up? No, they did a great job here today.
That is
All good.
spectacular.
We're coming back with more.
Contest
It's
after the
Black
break.
Eye. Is it the Black Eyed Susan?
Black
today?
Eyed
Yeah,
Susan
today? Yes, sir.
All right, we're coming back in a moment.
When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a good bagel with Nova or some matzo ball soup, homemade knishes, or a great deli pastrami sandwich on rye, you know where I go? Grandpa's Cafe in Dania Beach. It's been around a long time, an institution, but a little over a year ago, a pair of New Yorkers came in, bought it, and refurbished the place. It's beautiful, and they are now serving great breakfast, brunch, lunch. They've got the omelets, they've got eggs Benedict, they've got all kinds of great baked goods like rugelach. Grandpa's is just off Federal Highway on Southwest 1st Street in Dania Beach. It's open 7 days. Go in there, tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like burgers? Do you like wings? Do you like late night food and sports on big screen TVs and cold beer and friendly vibe and great people? Then you want to check out Shenanigans, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. Go to Shenanigans, you get yourself all the good stuff, the fresh fish every day, the black and grilled wings, and of course the kitchens are open late. Go there, tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. From a scratch kitchen, delicious drinks and house-made spirits from a craft bar, a great vibe inside and out with a spacious patio. I'm talking about Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale, in the heart of the city at 525 North Federal Highway. It's open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch with classics like fried chicken and waffles and shrimp and grits, and creative items like pecan-crusted salmon and a fried green tomato BLT. And the drinks? Smooth sipping and so good. There's convenient free parking and a garage next door, happy hour at the bar, an entire patio, 4 to 7 Monday to Friday, and live music every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's pet and people friendly and with cozy fire pits for when the temperature dips. For reservations and more information, go to bashsouthernkitchen.com. Hey, it's Mayo here for Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. Since 1951, for over 70 years, the home of freshness. I've been a customer for over 3 decades, and it's the place to go for poultry, steaks, meats, and of course, their unbelievable selection of fish and seafood. They've got it all. Key West pink shrimp, grouper, snapper, lobster, and of course, Florida stone crab claws of all sizes. Don't forget their famous fish dip and a full selection of prepared foods. It's located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, just across from the Seminole Classic Casino. Doug Carter and crew will take great care of you. Make sure to check out their weekly specials and daily catch online at DelawareChicken.com. Quality, value, freshness, that's the Delaware way. Tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, and also now with a new location on Las Olas Boulevard. Those are my spots. Upscale food in a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. All right, we're back on the Lunchbox, having delicious lunch at 10 Palms at Gulfstream. I got some of that great mozzarella caprese salad here with that. That salmon is a winner over the spinach ravioli with a little pesto
Spinach
sauce.
ravioli with pesto would be a dish by itself.
Yes.
And they throw this
whether you had
beautiful,
this
Throw a
Segretto
nice
salmon
piece
or
of
not.
salmon,
Yeah.
yep.
beautiful piece of just, I guess, broiled salmon, grilled salmon, and
Looks great.
perfectly
I think it's
cooked.
grilled. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's grilled.
Yeah, nicely done. Joe Beja, even when he's not here, his people are getting the job done. They have a new
Must be
executive
wild trying to
chef.
cater. I mean, I don't know how many people they have on the scene. Obviously, they bring extra forces in for everything. But you get 150,000 at the Derby. I don't know what are the crowds at the Preakness, like 100,000? Did they get that many?
I don't think it's
Imagine
Derby
trying to
like
do the catering for a stadium on something like that. I mean, essentially, you're conducting a ball game that goes on like 3 times the length of a baseball game.
It's not just that.
No,
It's the different layers and
The
levels.
different
You have
layers.
like the high,
the
heavy,
elite. Yeah,
the
sure.
heavy hitters,
differentiation. Yep.
high rollers that are expecting
medium
like
rollers.
gourmet. Then you have the people in the infield, and you need to just get them some.
I mean, where do you
decent-
begin with the ordering? I mean, what do
We'll
you
have them
figure?
next
I
week.
mean,
We'll have to talk to them next week.
Yeah.
They probably have somebody to order just for the high rollers.
Oh, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Field.
They have all kinds of
Serve a
different,
lot of different stuff there.
and
yeah.
they get a lot of different, purveyors, caterers, different people. I know here during that, the Pegasus, they're bringing in like top chefs from
All over.
Miami, that group entertainment, and then also the Fulvio Sardelli. He was doing like some VIP suite stuff here. It's a
Yeah,
multi-pronged. It's like a 3-ring circus.
Yeah.
Like
Only
With
7
food.
rings.
That's a
8
lot of people to
rings.
feed, though, because everybody's having something. Nobody's going there and not eating a thing.
No, obviously.
You're
Like
not bringing
us.
your own stuff into the track there.
No.
In the old days, you used to bring like your own grill and
Yeah.
barbecue and everything at Belmont Park while the Belmont Steaks was going on. That's not happening anymore. But what an undertaking! I mean, for Joe Beja, I don't care how
Meanwhile-
much education you have, you still have to deal with this thing.
the
Yep.
food is so good here
Yeah,
at 10
yeah.
Palms that I've totally neglected my second Bloody Mary. I've been busy eating the
And you know what else you've
salmon, the
neglected?
meatballs. What did I neglect? The
This week's
contest.
contest. People
What a
don't give people credit.
contest.
They haven't bitched and moaned.
Yeah.
The
Well,
second
you know
straight
what?
week, so
the
that's
show
cool.
is so entertaining when going down memory lane.
Anytime you got Tony
Rock'em
Segretto,
sock'em
man, you got Segretto,
boxing
man.
matches. And
That is a classic piece of tape, though. I mean, it really is.
We'd be remiss talk about Rock'em Sock'em this morning. PGA Championship. First of all, it's bizarre to me because when I covered golf, and this is going back 25, 30 years, PGA Championship was always the last of the 4 majors.
That's what I thought.
In
Yeah.
August. Quest to become more relevant and not be in the middle of football preseason. switched it so they're now in May. I don't like it. So it's now the order of the majors goes Masters, PGA Championship in May, U.S. Open in June, and the Open Championship, aka British Open, in July. They are playing the PGA Championship this week. The world's #1 golfer got snagged in a traffic jam, and it was a tragedy because there was a pedestrian fatality. A worker for one of the vendors at Valhalla PGA this morning in the pre-dawn hours was struck by a shuttle bus and killed. There was a backup, and Scotty Scheffler is trying to get to the course for his early tee time for his normal warm-ups and all that. He's, stuck. Me and you have done this on the Long Island Expressway where
cut right over the median. Sure,
you just go around, and they do it on 95 every day.
In 5 minutes, I'm on the Belt Parkway. Get the hell out of here!
He's Scotty Scheffler. He's world #1.
He goes Starsky and Hutch.
He goes onto the median, and then the cops are like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa!" And apparently, one of the police who seemed
who grabs a car?
But some policemen, when orders are being
he was
defied,
wearing a MAGA hat. That was a problem.
Well, no, just let's not go there.
But aren't they taught if
police.
a guy gets away, you let him get away? At some point, you're not supposed to risk your life.
Apparently,
That's
the police officer who felt perturbed that Scotty Scheffler wasn't obeying his commands jumped onto the side of the car, and Scotty kept driving 20 yards. Now, in the real world, when anybody does that and a cop is on and you keep going, they charge you with assault of a police officer. That's precisely what happened. They hauled him off to jail this morning, and he got booked. There was a mugshot that was all over, but he got released.
That was
back
the fastest
to the course.
Processing in the history
of
the Louisville Police Department. He'd be in jail till Monday. What are you talking about? If he was a normal guy,
some special dispensation being processed.
It didn't seem like he really did anything
and bailed out.
It just seemed like a giant.
I'm predicting that if down the road the charges are going to be reduced, he'll get in some pre-trial.
He's never dealing with any of this.
Be that as may, it was a pretty stressful morning. He makes it to the course on time, and he is now 3 under par. He's 3 under par for the day through 11
Tony
holes.
would say, he's in the moment. He doesn't care. Once he's on the
course, 7 under, 2 off the lead. And I think people are rooting for him now because it's kind of an odd circumstance.
They say that he compartmentalizes better than anybody on the tour, and as a result, you can see.
Oh no! It feels like he's totally disregarding
the
The professor was right though. If this doesn't happen to Scotty Scheffler, and nobody knows who Scotty Scheffler is, and even the cop had no idea.
This is the most exciting thing.
Scotty Scheffler or Cardi,
Why don't you say your other line, which happens to have a grain of truth?
I mean, in Louisville, Kentucky,
if it happened to Tiger Woods.
Maybe he's still in jail. Let's put it that way.
Our friend was like he could have gotten shot. No, he couldn't have gotten shot. But if his skin tone had been a little different, it would have been probably very different.
This is one of the people in the neighborhood around like Churchill or whatever, in this case Pimlico, like you were saying, not exactly the most favorable of neighborhoods. They're probably doing time right now.
Well, 100%. All I know is this. It's a bizarre circumstance because he's driving a courtesy car. These
courtesy on an official car of the PGA.
I think it used to be Cadillacs. I don't know what
was this cop not aware that 1 block from the PGA course there at Valhalla, where they're playing in Louisville, that there might be some golfers in the courtesy cars?
Wouldn't there be a special dispensation for some of these people?
It's a very unusual case.
The cops seem to enjoy the fact that he was on television.
Well, I'm sure.
You know what? I don't even want to go there. All I know is, unfortunate. Obviously, the most unfortunate thing is that a person got killed.
Nobody cares,
and it was unrelated. Scotty Scheffler had nothing to do with that fatal incident. But the PGA Championship. I remember when I was.
What's great about ESPN, the sensitivity about that situation, Michael, and you can appreciate this being a journalist your whole life. Is that it only impacted on the ESPN2 coverage. The odds of Scotty Scheffler winning the tournament had changed dramatically after he got arrested, and then they just blew over the fact that a guy was dead. And really, the only thing of interest that was of any importance to them to broadcast was that he had gone up to plus 700 to win the tournament.
Now,
where are we at as a society?
Should we just ignore him?
I'm ignoring him at this point.
No, but think about that. I mean, that's not me, Tony. That's what they were promoting. In the initial
coverage, when it wasn't realized that a person had been struck and killed in an unrelated earlier incident, they probably were assessing his odds.
This was what was going on live. I'm watching it.
When I was watching it at 9 o'clock, everybody was expressing sympathy for the.
Not on ESPN2, my friend. You were watching the wrong coverage.
I was
right.
watching it.
Can we
Can we do the contest?
Oh wait, but I just want to say one thing. When I
Oh, the
covered
contest.
golf, the PGA Championship always had bizarre things happen. I remember one time it was up in Minnesota, and there was this bizarre lightning strike that like killed 2 people. It's like lightning struck a tree where like 20 people were huddled under it, and like
Not a
all
good
of them,
place to be.
all of them
surprisingly.
got sent
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
hospital. And I
Oh,
think
geez.
2 of them were electrocuted and perished. And it's just one of those things where the PGA Championship has these kind of bizarre things happen. And again, it's the streak continues. We'll see what happens all weekend. It's going to be, somebody shot a 62, Schauffele, and then we've got Scheffler and Schauffele. Could be a duel
Yeah, they're going
Scheffler
at it.
heading into the
Schauffele.
weekend.
There are a lot of guys in contention. All
Yeah.
right, so what do you got for the contest?
Okay,
What do
here
you
we
got for the
go.
What do you
contest?
got?
Here we go.
Yeah.
Funny you should mention it because we do a contest every
Oh,
week.
do we?
This is all people care about the show. We could talk all
They're
day
like
Contest.
45 minutes in.
They want
about
their
the
Sunday
morality
brunch.
behind not caring about a dead guy. I mean, it doesn't matter.
Sunday brunch for 2 at 10 Palms. Right here where we're sitting, they have a great buffet. Again, tomorrow for the Preakness, they'll have a $75 buffet. But typically on a
Meatballs.
Sunday, they have a $55 buffet. But you and a guest could get it for free. All you got to do is email the answer to the restaurant questions that I'm going to be posing. Along with this week, we're going to have 2 horse races that you got to pick. No NBA games or hockey games. We're going to give you a contest race here at Gulfstream, which is going to be the 9th race at Gulfstream, a 60,000 maiden race going a mile, supposedly on the turf that could be washed off. For that reason, there are 16 entries, including a couple of main track onlys. So again, you give me a number 1 through 16. If your horse gets scratched, you get the post-time favorite. And then the race number 2, could you guess what the tiebreaker race is that people are going to have to pick?
Preakness Stakes.
I would think the Preakness.
There you
is-
go.
Yeah.
The
Preakness.
Preakness Stakes, the second leg of the Triple
You're
But it's
Crown.
wide
you're
freaking
burying
open, to
people
be
with the
honest.
favorite.
It's
Mayo,
a bunch
so
of
that's good, yeah,
randoms.
yeah.
I believe it's the 12th race on the card at Pimlico tomorrow afternoon. There's a field of 8. Now, it's
Oh,
numbers
that's
1
annoying.
through 9, but the number 4 horse is a scratch. That scratch has been announced days ago. So if you send me a number 4,
You're done.
out. You're
Yeah,
not
that's-
getting the post-time
You're
favorite.
never- So just pick
Yeah.
pick a favorite. I
So
mean,
it's
like, why would
numbers
you do
1 through 3 or 5 through 9. Okay. So again, Gulfstream race number 9, 1 through 16. And then it's the Preakness numbers 1 through 3, 5 through 9, along with the answer. Okay. And you got to
Today's
send it
restaurant.
by tomorrow
Yeah.
noon because I'm going to be busy with the party afternoon. So
Yes.
again, email MikeMayoEats@gmail.com. Did I
There
say
you
that?
go.
MikeMayoEats@gmail.com by
Eats.
noon.
Eats.
Saturday, May 18th. All right, here we go. And again, for this week's restaurant, in honor of the Preakness, we celebrate a Preakness Maryland tradition, the crab cake. I don't know if any of you are going to get this because it's a little bit obscure.
But is this South Florida
It's a
related?
local
There would be
restaurant.
nothing unusual about
Do they
that,
still
would there? I mean,
exist? Is it
have we
South
hit one
Florida
in the
that
last
still
20
It
exists?
is
26
a
weeks,
South
no.
Florida restaurant that is still in operation. Here we go.
Nice.
Oh, good.
You will not find any mythical Scottish water monsters at this Boca Raton restaurant in Meisner Park, but you will find some of the best crab cakes this side of Baltimore's Inner Harbor at this restaurant. You'll also find an impressive array of oysters and whiskeys and Maryland-style fried chicken. Again, won't find any mythical Scottish water monsters at this Boca Raton restaurant in Meisner Park, but you will find some of the best crab cakes this side of the Inner Harbor in Baltimore. You also find oysters, whiskeys, and Maryland-style fried chicken. All right, ready for clue number 2? Do you have any
No.
idea what place this
Total
is?
width
Okay.
so far, yeah.
The Boca location opened in 2018. The second outpost of this concept from the Atlas Restaurant Group of Maryland. The original location is in Baltimore's Inner Harbor, and they also opened a later location in Houston. But the Boca location was number 2 of all of them have the same name. Okay, the original was in Baltimore. This one is in Meisner, opened in 2018. Anybody have any clues yet?
No.
Oh, of course
Zero.
not.
I don't really know my Zero.
Zero.
It's right next to a place where we did a show.
I
once a
presume
month,
I've been by
Max's-
this place.
It's
yes.
next to Max's
I
Grill.
know. I can't think of the name
Right
at all.
next to it. Okay.
I never noticed it because Max's Grill is so great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
go right
It's
into
tucked
Max's.
behind,
I don't
all right?
know.
The menu has many nods to Baltimore, but the Boca location's subway tiled interior is a nod to New York's famous Grand Central Oyster Bar.
Mm.
And in a mixed 2019 review for the Sun Sentinel, This critic right here decried uneven oyster shucking execution at the restaurant, but I did praise the crab cake, calling it, quote, a minimalist hockey puck-shaped beauty that packed the wallop of a winning goal.
You said that?
All lump meat,
In an article?
lightly seasoned, no filler. Once again, I called it, the crab cakes there, I called it a minimalist hockey puck-shaped beauty that packed the wallop of a winning goal. All lump meat, lightly seasoned, no filler.
That's a nice crab cake.
Is that a
It's
compliment
like that.
that you gave the restaurant?
Yeah, that's a huge compliment.
You called their crab cake a hockey puck?
Again, like I call the shape
just
of
to
it,
describe the shape.
not
Shape of
the
this.
texture.
Well, but hockey puck would be a nice size
Again,
for
I
a
said
crab
hockey
cake.
puck
Hockey puck.
shaped,
Think
not
about that.
hockey
A
puck
hockey puck-
textured. Hockey puck
For a crab
shaped
cake would be a nice
that
size crab
packed
cake.
the wallop of a winning goal. I thought that was a nice
I think
image.
that's
Beautiful. It was
very
gorgeous.
creative.
Sounds like an insult to me.
I think it's very
I'm
creative,
sorry.
It's
and
a
the fact
freaking
that
great crab cake. Okay,
it's mostly.
I know there's another
crab
place.
meat.
Now,
is
if you
amazing.
just said that, it would have been far more understandable.
There's another place up in Palm Beach County called the Glen Eagles Grill that also supposedly has great crab cake. I've never been there. I have eaten the crab cake.
Is
here.
this place that you're using as a contest reference? Do they have like the best crab cake? You think?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Okay.
they do have a
The
crab
best
Wow,
crab
people
cakes
are always
I've
looking for that.
in
I'm
South
so
Florida.
And it's right there in
I don't
Meisner
think they
Park.
have
And
crab
again,
cake.
because it's a Baltimore restaurant group, they are using some quality Baltimore
Man,
ingredients. and
I got a total
recipes.
blank on that.
I don't know this at all.
Yeah.
Well, that first Scottish mythical sea monster reference.
Yes, I know what that is.
Okay, never mind. So again, Google it, folks.
Yeah, I mean, I'll Google the rest.
Okay, and I'm looking forward to having just like 3 entries this week because
Yeah,
I don't
that'd
want
be
to
fine.
deal with a lot of
That'd be fine. You
tiebreakers.
made it
and stuff.
difficult.
You won't have time.
And Mystic Dan is going to be a walkover, so
Yeah.
it's really like only a 2-part
a
contest.
walkover. Now
I
you
think
know
Mr.
he's going
Dan's
to lose.
walking over, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't
I'm
know.
going to stake my horse
Your
racing
reputation.
handicapping.
Your reputation.
Aren't
on
you in the
this?
toilet right now?
Yeah.
No, I hit the Oaks Derby double. I just
You did do that, but
and I got
weren't you
nosed
hornets
out of
before and
nose.
after?
Hey, let's take our second break. Let's talk about our friends at Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap. Great place for the
Now you're
weekend.
talking, baby.
They love horse racing
Yeah.
there. They
I
love
gotta get
bourbons
there.
and whiskeys.
Yeah, actually, meaning to reach out to Kevin when I get out
They
there.
love weekend brunches. I might head there with some of the family, visiting
I was
family
thinking
at some
maybe
point this
next
weekend.
Sunday or this Sunday.
And again, not just for weekend brunch, although they do specialize with some of their dishes like the great drop
Drop biscuits.
drop biscuits.
The brisket sandwich
the
is nice with the
beautiful-
drop
Biscuits are damn good.
biscuits.
That's,
Strawberry, basil jam, or the sausage gravy. And also they have the fried green tomatoes with the eggs Benedict with the spiced shrimp. Those are great things. But lunch and
Fantastic.
dinner, 7 days, including things like jambalaya that Ken the professor gave his big thumbs up.
Yep.
Along with chicken and waffles and that short rib with those sweet potato mash. Some great dishes
They're
there.
fantastic.
Whiskey Wednesdays on Wednesday, live music Wednesday, Thursday, Friday evening, including tonight. Go in there, 525 North Federal Highway. They have free parking in the garage, the side street next door. Don't miss it. Batch, tell them the Lunchbox sent you.
All right, we're coming back with more. Having a good time out here. Nobody's tried the Branzino.
I'm
right?
going to cut Tony a piece. I think Tony
I
can't
think
reach
Tony
it,
needs
so
to try that.
Well,
I'm gonna cut him a piece if he
no
wants to try.
offense to the Branzino. We had it last week.
It's
It's
great.
great. It's thin, delicious.
But Tony wasn't here.
No. Oh, well, he could try
I'm
it.
going to give
Tony,
Tony a
that's
piece.
all
I've
yours,
already
man.
said
Gonna
I'm
make
going
him do
to
a
cut.
big bite too with
I'm
his
gonna cut
teeth
Tony a
malady
piece.
and all that.
Can't
That's
reach
too.
it.
That's not dignified. I mean, Tony's a dignified
He's a
character.
classy
Yeah.
gentleman, yes.
We
I
can't
won
have him
some
doing a big
awards,
bite
too.
here. Yeah, it was a long time ago, man. All right, so
It
we're coming
was.
back with more in a moment.
Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me. I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks. They're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 and the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Be one of the best restaurants in Broward, J&C Oyster in downtown Hollywood. At 2035 Harrison Street, this place is fantastic and worth a drive. It's got creative, cutting-edge seafood and more with an Asian twist and gorgeous cocktails. Chefs Raheem Seeley and Monica Dominguez cut their teeth at some of Miami's best restaurants. Don't miss some of these fantastic dishes, including grilled oysters, fried chicken, and the Thai red curry crab. Open Wednesday through Sunday for dinner with daily happy hour and outdoor seating. Go to jncoyster.com for reservations and information. Tell them Mike Mayo's Lunchbox sent you. Are you looking for a good New York style slice? How about lunch specials for under $9 that come with garlic rolls and a fountain drink? I'm talking about Stromboli Pizza Kitchen in the Fountains of Plantation, 801 South University Drive. Since 1987, it's been home to Brooklyn-style pies and slices, heroes and paninis, pastas, and all your Italian-American favorites. It's got the unpretentious vibe of the pizza places of my youth with daily specials, family dinners, outdoor seating, eat-in, carry-out, or delivery. Open 7 days a week. Go to Stromboli'sPizza.com to place your order today. All right, we're back on the Lunchbox with Jeff DeForest and his tenuous Achilles tendon and heel. We've got Tony Segreto with his, despite the toothaches or maladies.
But Tony looks good. He doesn't look like anything's bothering him.
I also have a bum tooth. I'm supposedly going to have that repaired next week, Tuesday. So I got
does Tony get manscaping every day? How can you look this
He
good?
looks well groomed.
How can you look this good?
The guy comes from a TV background. Of course he's going to be well groomed. Me, I shave maybe once every 4 days.
No, you look good. You look
That's
good,
about what
man.
I do.
I don't know about that. Hey, before we get back into the mix here, I do want to talk about something that Lubie's going to be doing Sunday, part of 954 Burger Month. Although I think tickets are sold out, so I can't even pitch the tickets anymore because thanks you guys, you've bought all the tickets for this Sunday, part of 954 Burger Month.
Well, there's still a couple of days. Well, it's a whole month, right? So there will be
be
special burgers all month long at
I
certain
was gonna be
locations.
getting to that. Yes, 954burgermonth.com. Again, because this Sunday, the big celebration with Burger Beast and Gilbert's 17th Street Grill, 12 to 3 p.m. Maybe you show up there at the door and wave $50 at Burger Beast or at Lenore, and she'll let you in.
I would wave like an In-N-Out burger in front of Burger Beast on like a hypnotic.
There's going to
thing.
be a lot of
just stay
burgers
outside
this
and eat
Sunday,
it.
12 to 3. Lubie's going to be there representing us. But as you said,
Representing us in what way? By being a schnorrer? What are you talking about?
he's going
Mayo
to
couldn't be there, so I was like, at least one of us should be there.
and he'll have all his boxes lined up for all the Cruz Diablo burgers, the Havarti bacon
want the food?
burger.
You
This
know
is
what's
all
funny? I
yours.
bet if we go to
This is all
Louis'
yours.
house in his garage, he's got 2 extra refrigerators and they're all filled.
I don't.
Freezers.
I
He's got
actually-
Freezers with
freezers.
leftovers from like a zillion meals. I mean, the other day he walks down to Heritage there with like a bag. It looked like he was going to be Santa Claus at Christmas. And, I'm thinking, where does he put all this stuff?
Yeah, you walked out
When
of
does
there
it
with the
happen?
box yourself, mister.
He's got people to feed. He's got Shirley.
pretty
No,
good
I
dish.
I
took
just
the
have
one.
one
I took
person
the
to
one
feed.
thing out of there. Couldn't have been any better.
He's
Alright,
got
Couldn't have been any better.
954 Burger Month. There will be still specialty burgers being featured at restaurants all over the county all month long. Go online, 954burgermonth.com, to see the burger heat map. And you can find vegan burgers, traditional burgers, creative burgers, all kinds of great stuff. And again, 954 Burger Month is brought to you by the fine folks at the Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival, VLFoodWine.com. You could go online and get your discounted early bird tickets for next year's, again, January, the Grand Tasting. It's going to be here before you know it. Again, we're almost halfway through this year, January of 2025, another edition of the Grand Tasting Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival. All right. Let's see. Defoe's got all kinds of action. He's trying to hit something.
I need a 4-ball at Aqueduct in the Belmont at Aqueduct. Unfortunately, I need the 7 here. It looks like he is going to win the race, but
all kinds of action.
Nothing happens unless the source wins.
Too much action. And speaking of action,
how about drawing away?
How about those Rangers?
How about the Rangers?
That was great.
They look like they might
the Panthers
be
tonight
going panic-stricken to back to the Garden for Game 7.
When the Panthers win, it'll be Panthers Rangers. You can't get a ticket.
Be prepared to pay a lot of money for those tickets, but. One half of the dance card is filled. The other half is still to be determined, Tony. It's not done yet. And we all know the elimination game is the hardest.
Yeah. South Florida
teams tend to play with more desperation. The Bruins are still more desperate. That's why I couldn't get out the other day at Heritage.
Desperate teams
tend to play more desperately. This is one of those sports.
I would hope so. It would be weird if desperate teams played more lazily.
Now get this, okay? The last few games when it was 3-0, Carolina more desperate. They played more desperately and pulled some wins out. When the Rangers were trailing 3-1 on the road and they're facing the prospect of an epic collapse and going back to Game 7 at the Garden, a crapshoot, they tended to then be more desperate. They put on Chris Kreider a 3-goal, a pure hat trick in the third period. Ranger fan like me, very happy. And the Panther fan of me wants a Panther Ranger game. And
which will be imposing on Tony. I mean, who can we schnorr with? We tried Reno. He kind of ignored our request for tickets.
Comment on it.
We had Red Deer Randy Moeller on a show the other day.
He passed us off to Goldie.
He said, why don't you call Steve Goldstein? We got Tony Segreto here, who was the king of all South Florida sports. Now, if he called Doug Sifu or one of your friends over there at the Panther organization, Vinny Viola, would we be able to ride Tony's coat strings into a freebie seat at the
Rangers,
Game 1
Panthers,
Rangers Panthers? How great is that going to be? Because both teams are due. I mean, what the Rangers? What did they win in '94?
94 was their last
94, so
last. It was 30
years.
years.
You're talking Mark Messier.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
and the Panthers
guys.
have never won the Cup in 30 some odd years. So here we go.
I don't want to don't get ahead of ourselves. The Bruins ain't dead yet.
No, they have to win tonight's huge game.
Let's see
Luca
what happens.
Panici wins this race and beats me. Luca Panici.
Luca, of all people.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
Luca always wins when he has
8-1.
no action.
I didn't even realize he was in a race. Luca.
Your 7 was even money. You're chalk eating milk.
Well, I was betting a
magnesia.
7-5, like a giant 7-5. The 5's 5-1 on the next race, but and it'll
my
probably win
God.
now.
Yeah.
That Luca
How could
beat
you
me.
leave out Luca? All right, we love Luca.
I didn't even look. I just was betting off the board.
Freaking Luca.
Hey, so what else did I want to get into? I don't know.
But you know what? Let me say something to
Go
Luca
ahead.
Panici. No, how do I mean, he congratulates me on having my dog, turn 16, and then he doesn't tell me anything about the 1 at 8-1. What is that?
Your dog is 16.
Now you find out
Wow,
who your
that's
real
amazing.
friends are.
Holy crap.
When they cold water you on the 8-1 shots.
Yeah.
Never
He
a good
probably had
feeling.
no idea. He's probably the last.
Hey, I
one.
wanted to say a couple of notes to the people. Oh, we did hit 153,000
Wow,
members
that's
of the Let's See
fantastic.
South
That's
Florida.
insane,
This is
yeah,
great.
yeah.
Our numbers keep growing and growing, thanks in part to
Do you get
being
any kind of
simulcast.
congratulatory,
get
commemorative plaque from the
No.
Sun Sentinel
Shoot
or
for
anything?
200,000.
Or they care.
Because it's all you, Mayo. I mean, that's a funny thing. You
I
leave this
don't wanna
group,
say
it's all
that.
over. no?
Gretchen is.
I know she does a
Shoot
great
for
job.
200,000.
Amy, we keep
We're
growing.
going.
But I wanted to tell a couple of things to the people out there in the group. Okay, there was some extreme nastiness this morning.
Uh-oh, what happened?
Well, some guy posted a review. He writes for one of these like kind of really hyper local newspapers up in Coconut Creek,
All right.
and he did this review of this new like health food concept restaurant where you could like take out things, meals prepared for the week, that kind of thing. It was kind of lengthy. It was like one of my old ponderous reviews. Kind of maybe seemed like about 900 words. But everybody's on there saying, "Oh, it's so long. I'm not going to read all this. This is War and Peace." Look, people, don't denigrate somebody's post for being too long.
Too
Just
long,
don't
yeah.
read it
Just don't
and
read
skip over it. And you don't have to comment on it because it makes you look ignorant if you didn't read the thing and just
Don't you love the hostility when it
He's
comes
getting
down?
so mad.
Look, I
mean,
can't
it's
say anything because I
He
got angry the
hates
other
his
day.
audience. It's amazing.
not all of them.
I got
Not-
angry
not
the other day
everybody.
too. I
Right,
can't
no.
say anything.
Just most of them.
They
The
pissed
group,
me
the
off the
group's
other
a
day.
good group, Mayo man. I mean, you just see it from a bizarre perspective.
Well, they
I got
pissed me
him.
off the other day. That Tropical Acres post was the weirdest. The guy's like, I love Acres. I've never said anything negative. However, on Mother's Day at 5 o'clock, the busiest day of the year, the busiest time of the year, the steak was a little overcooked.
No.
And
there
it
were
took
only
2
three
minutes to
ice
get me a
cubes in my
drink.
Here's
water.
the thing.
It's like, dude, what are you
Here's the
bitching about
thing.
on Mother's Day in the middle
He
of
was complaining because the steak was undercooked, which means you just say, "Hey, waiter, can you put a little bit?"
But he never
more
even said anything to anyone
No,
at all.
and his beef was that his empty soda glasses sat there and nobody automatically refilled
Did you even wave
them.
people down? It was the big. And then my favorite is after everyone skewered him,
Lubie,
the
very
random
defensive about
person.
Tropical Acres.
No, it's not even whatever restaurant. Look, I had.
Well, the funny part is, I didn't even wade into that one, but I did maybe say a couple of things about, good restaurants don't automatically assume that you want another refill,
Yeah, how do you
especially
know?
if they charge for it. I don't know the policy at Acres
No, it's free
when
at
it comes to
Acres.
soda because I never drink sodas.
I think it's
I would
free, but
imagine
still.
they pour you all the soda you want.
I don't know for a
This would
fact.
be like steak and brew back in
You
the day,
know,
where you just get an unlimited.
No, it's
soda
free.
doesn't grow on
No,
trees. I don't
Well, as
know
long
the
as it's a
policy.
machine, it's gonna be free. But
Here's the
go,
thing.
yeah,
The
so you-
guy-
Let him finish his thought.
The guy did a dirty delete. Apparently so many people on the group are defenders of the honor of Tropical Acres, including Lubie,
Yeah.
that the guy was taking a pounding and he just said, I was forced to take down my toe. Nobody forced
No,
you.
no
you
one
just
did
have
it.
thin
You're
skin.
just a
How
dumbass.
can you
He did a dirty delete. I hate that.
diss Tropical Acres?
Look, you
Thank
can
you.
diss any place. I don't care. My problem is, and my favorite is the people. There's like, I love all these people saying, don't expect good anything when you go out on a holiday. No, my thing is reassess your expectations and then at least say, hey, by the way, I want to drink. By the way, if you go on literally the busiest day of the year, at the busiest time of the busiest day of the year, and then don't even bring it up, maybe don't go back, fine, but don't go online after that to then light them up. Like, that's just
He's sounding
weird.
like me now, where, again, my number one
It's
pet
just
peeve,
weird.
He was
say
anguished,
something
man, yeah.
at the time of
It's just
service, and
weird.
if then don't come on after the fact and hey. But
Tony,
thank you for
Tony,
the
look at this
perfect
form ball.
segue
Yeah.
into my place, Tropical Acres. Guess where
Tropical
I'm going
Acres.
for dinner tonight with my party of 7? That's
And
in
you know what? They're going to have a great
Acres.
time at the Acres.
And they'll have a
Yeah.
great time.
You'll have
Called
a
up
great
this morning.
time.
Are they all going to get the prime rib? 7
Got-
prime ribs?
I don't
Well, you
know.
got to do a little prime rib. and a
No.
little
Oh,
lobster.
yeah. Let's
No,
run
no,
up
no.
the bill.
No,
Lobster
no,
special.
because what is this week? Is the first week of Twin Lobster
You
Special.
got to do the lobster
Ooh.
special.
So I had a
get
prime
3
rib.
and 3,
I had a
1
prime
extra
rib last
Yeah,
week.
yeah.
This week, I'm going to get the Twin Lobster Special, 2 of those beauties, steamed fresh from the
Nice,
North
nice.
Atlantic,
Nice.
and $39. That includes a salad and a side dish. I think a couple of us might get those Twin Lobsters. A couple of us might get the beautiful prime rib or the filet mignon. Have a little mixed surf and turf going on. We're going to be in there. Again, it was great. I called up this morning, 954-989-2500. Got my reservations, talked to Jackson, the man. And again, you can make a reservation today for Father's Day. It's coming up next month on Sunday, June 16th. They're not open every Sunday. They're usually closed on Sunday, but special events on Father's Day. Get in the book now, 3 to 9 p.m. for Father's Day. And, of course, Twin Lobster Special all summer long. I'll be there tonight. Come say hello. Buy me a drink in
You'll
the bar.
have
at half
a $1,000
price.
bill.
Yeah. Tropical Acres for just a date night with your partner or a big group for a nice celebration. Tropical Acres, 2500 Griffin Road is the place to go. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you.
Oh, I just got a
All right,
distressing
let's-
piece of news here.
What happened?
You remember the trainer Angel Medina, one of my favorites? He was
Yeah.
a big Yankee fan.
Funky
Tony
Cole Medina. Yeah.
Funky Cole
Is he
Medina.
passed?
Just checked out.
No.
I remember
Sorry, see,
Angel
and
Penna.
he, the obituary picture, he's wearing his Yankee jacket.
Okay. Well,
But I loved Angel Medina. He was one of my favorites. And then he cued me. I told the story many times on the air where I'm doing a live broadcast here at Gulfstream. And we're doing like the Fountain of Youth or something. And so in one of the races before the Fountain of Youth, Angel Medina gives me, like, he's trying to get my attention while I'm on the air. And he's waving frantically. And he finally points to his horse in the program. And I look on the board. The horse is like 50 to 1. So I'm trying to think, what would Tony Segreto do in this situation? I have no way to get to a window. There's 2 minutes to post, and the guy just gave me a 50 to 1 shot. So I signal the stage manager, and I say, hey, look, I'm going to go live and show people what it's like to make a bet. So they give me a wireless mic. I go to the window. I bet Medina's horse. I come back. Sure enough, the sucker wins and pays like $106. And it was better than the payday I was getting for doing the live show on TV.
So you better go to the.
So I always love Medina because I'll never forget that. I can still picture myself in the old Gulfstream configuration, sitting there in the clubhouse and thinking, "My God,
well,
isn't
unlike
life good?"
your supposed friend Luca Panici, Angel Medina did not
Luca cold water job here on this one.
that's
I
it.
mean,
Well, we pay respects to Angel, and we also pay respects to a man that I think has a lot to do with why we're still here. Joe Beja is on
Joe
the chat
B.
line
Oh, yeah.
live from
Nice.
Pimlico. So we appreciate you, Joe. And
Thank you, Joe.
you
Joe
guys
Beja
knocked it out of the
sharp.
park. I don't know if you had any involvement with this
the
special,
salmon,
Whoever-
unbelievable,
but this spinach
is-
ravioli
Whoever has
with
been
salmon is fantastic.
Look at
Whoever's-
Tony's plate. Whatever he
whoever's-
ordered.
And this branzino, tremendous.
Whoever is
Oh,
on the
my
fish
pal.
station deserves a big bonus. The fish every week, Joe, it's coming out great. And I hope the crab cakes are coming out well up there at Pimlico as well. And moment of silence for Angel Medina. And
Well, he was a great guy. It was so
and
much fun.
let's take our final break,
Yeah.
and we'll wrap up this edition this week of the Lunchbox after these words. Best restaurants in South Florida? Casa D'Angelo is always at the top of my list. First class dining, top flight service, elegant atmosphere, and chef founder Angelo Ilia is legendary. The flagship in Fort Lauderdale has been serving the finest Italian cuisine since 1997, with other locations in Boca Raton and Aventura. As Angelo himself says, they have an unwavering commitment to unparalleled quality with meticulous attention to details. It's so good, with house-made pastas, pristine seafood, unique meats like elk chops and bison, and seasonal specialties including fragrant fresh truffles from Italy. All locations open 7 days for dinner. Reservations recommended for a special occasion or any occasion. Casa D'Angelo. Tell them Mike Mayo sent you. If you're looking for an exquisite sushi experience, Kaizen Sushi Bar and Grill in Fort Lauderdale is the place to go. 5640 North Federal Highway, just north of Commercial Boulevard. Chef owner Hui Lam, he's a sushi savant, slicing and serving pristine fish and seafood flown in directly from Japan and around the world. Nigiri, sashimi, special rolls, and omakase dinners. He's ruined me from going anywhere else. It's that good. Open 7 days for dinner and also for lunch. Even if you're not a sushi fan, they have great cooked options, including steaks, chops, rice and noodles, and other Japanese dishes. It's fantastic. For reservations and information, go to kaizenflorida.com. Tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk, and soon in Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch, and Taco Tuesdays with their $4 premium tacos, including their new birria tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo, the Lunchbox, sent you. Prezzo Italian Restaurants. 2 locations, Boca Raton at Park Place on Military Trail and Palm Beach Gardens in the PGA Commons on PGA Boulevard. Contemporary Italian cuisine with house-made pastas, wood-fired pizzas, salads, veal, chicken, and of course their famous focaccia bread with oven-roasted garlic bulbs. In garlic we trust is their slogan, and you can trust Prezzo for a great experience with gracious service and tremendous value. Open 7 days featuring brunch, lunch, dinner, and happy hour. Great wine deals and full bar at both locations. For reservations and more information, go to eatprezzo.com. No wonder why. You know, one of the coach was saying last week's contest winner, who I believe was Gregory,
Was
coach.
there controversy?
I emailed again. He sent in an entry last week And I replied to that email that they were the winner, and it bounced back. It said my delivery was incomplete. There was a temporary problem.
All right.
So
do we claim the prize? How do we do it?
I don't know what happens. Maybe Joanne gets the prize.
Send it to Lisa. If you have Lisa's email, send it to Lisa.
No. I mean, it should go back to the
When's
same
the next big
email.
shindig? Are you planning another
We're
Mayo
hoping in, like,
shindig here? I hope I
June.
can.
We just
hopefully
it's
I
going to
can
be
make
in
it this time.
July.
June or July.
All right.
Yeah, it's usually we did it after the peak season, after the Florida Derby in April. So we'll do 3 months after that, which will be
Beautiful.
July. So
Yeah.
we'll have Christmas in July celebration.
There you go.
How about Joe Beja? He's got 150,000 people he's got to feed tomorrow, and he's watching the show. You're going to love
It's a
that.
show.
How
Yeah.
about me? I got 153,000 people on Let's Eat South Florida, and I hate most of them.
I don't think you really do. I mean,
God.
it's just weird. You're caught up in a
I
weird
don't.
social media
it was great
mentality.
having you here today.
Yeah.
We hope we're back next week.
It's again.
We hope
I kid because I love. I don't hate anybody. I just get a little.
Look, the fact that I reacted the way I reacted, my first thought was, geez, I can actually see where Mayo
I
gets
get a
his
little
frustrations.
frustrated. And people, just be kind, be civil
My
to
problem
each
is
other.
that look,
Says the man who hates
Again.
everybody.
Have a
Look,
great weekend, everybody.
Have a good
Great
one.
weekend, man.
Enjoy
Great
every
weekend.
I guess we're all
sandwich.
going.
Oh wait, we didn't talk about Delaware's Chicken and Seafood Market
Oh,
where I'm going
we
to
talked
pick up
about
the
them a
stuff.
lot. Yeah.
Well, then go. I got to do some business here.
We talked
Delaware.
about them
I'm picking up
plenty this week. We were
platters
there,
for
and
the
they were
party
great.
tomorrow.
Delaware Chicken
$41.91.
Farm.
Exactly what Gene
Want me to
brought
pick up a
out.
platter for you?
What
Take it
Gene
home?
brought out for graduation party for our show the other day is exactly his. It worked because I said I want the shrimp cocktail.
Yep, which is
I
fantastic.
want the
Fish dip. You should
the,
get
the
it.
fish dip, and I want that beautiful
roasted
buffalo.
chicken.
I got
the
some
dip,
roasted
the dip,
chicken
the dip.
and
Yeah,
the
you got to get the roasted
buffalo
chicken.
chicken dip, and
That
that's
was
going to be
fantastic.
part of the party. We got all kinds of stuff coming into the house tomorrow. Delaware Seafood and Chicken Market. They're open 7 days. DelawareChicken.com is the website. It's great for entertaining. Again, with graduation season, playoffs in full swing, summer grilling season, Memorial Day coming up. Go in there, check it out. All the great stuff: seafood, fish, poultry, steaks, and more. All right, that's it for this week.
Have a great weekend.
Monday
everybody.
we're
Have a
going to
great
be
week.
at Prezzo in Palm Beach Gardens with our man Eddie
Oh, sorry,
Pizzoli.
we'll be in Palm Beach finally.
We're going
That
to
was
go
your-
all the way up
your
to
dream.
Palm Beach Gardens. It's
Driving a freaking
happening
Pompano-
up there. And until
Palm Beach
then,
because of you, Sarney.
have a great weekend. Enjoy every sandwich.
Congratulations, Mike.
Thank you.